The next match started a trend. Have you noticed that the celebrities and folks from other sports on SummerSlam were more accomplished professional wrestlers than half the roster in AEW?
I know who trained McAfee, but whoever trained Logan Paul deserves a world of credit. This guy has more natural ability than almost anyone I've ever seen in there.
He gets it. And I mean, this is what, his second match, right?
The second match we've seen with him, yeah. Tag match and now a singles match.
And Miz comes out, of course, with Maurice, because I guess she's the co-star of Miz and Mizriz on the reality TV network. Yeah.
It's his wife. That's why she's the co-star.
Yeah. And that's why they call it Miz and Mizriz. And he also came out with Ciampa, who the standout of NXT has been reduced to a, flunky corner man. But Logan Paul, he looks better physically than Miz. But I've been hard on Miz, but I'll give credit to him here. Because Logan Paul is taking this seriously. He is obviously working hard and has obviously trained hard. And he does moves well, but he's still green. And Miz is putting up with a lot to put him where he needs to be, to put up with the stiffness. I'm not talking about a stiff potato punch. I'm talking about a stiff, you want to take an arm, it's like a table leg. You want to turn a guy, he doesn't know instinctively or intuitively which way to go or how to flow with it, so you're having to move him around. So, herky-jerky body movements. That's what Miz is putting up with, and he shepherded this thing, obviously, in the ring. But Logan Paul, he gets it, and he seems to get selling. He wasn't just going down and laying there with his face down. He was screaming in pain, or he was looking up with facials. I mean, obviously, he's not fucking Jack Briscoe after 2 matches, but excellent job and great potential to do more, to get better, if he's going to be around for a while with this contract. In the middle, I guess toward the end, when they did the spot with Ciampa, where the referee saw him, it had started, Logan Paul had made a bit of a comeback, which was okay, and then it started dragging, and then Ciampa jumps up and is like he's going to go for Logan Paul, but the referee turns around and sees him and tries to eject him. And Ciampa just gets a chair at ringside and sits down in the chair and won't leave, says, "Fuck you, make me." And here comes, suddenly, AJ Styles' music plays. And again, I know that since he wasn't working on the show, well, here's an added surprise of a star. We love AJ down here in Nashville, but his music starts playing, and both guys in the match are now just, they have to lay there and sell. And AJ, obviously, somebody realized the run-in from the back of the stadium would have been ridiculous, so he came off the ringside barrier from the back, but he beat up Ciampa, and they fight off. They fought off, Brian.
Hey, if this leads to Ciampa getting matches with AJ Styles, that's a step up for him.
I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it just led to, we want everybody to get to see AJ and get rid of Ciampa, and that's where that was brought in, but it hurt the match, in my opinion. I don't think they needed it. I think, they, except to get AJ Styles out there in front of the people, this was not necessary, and it derailed the momentum of what Miz and Logan Paul have been doing. But then Logan Paul comes back and hits AJ's forearm off the springboard. And they both go to the floor, and Logan Paul's clearing the top of the desk off and puts Miz on the desk and goes to the fucking top and jumps off, what was that, 20 feet? Easily. Goddamn. Again, I hate shit like this because it's the same thing as Shane used to do and the same thing that Cactus had to do on a lot of big shows. What are we going to do to top it, right? But, goddamn, it was beautiful. Frog splash off the top rope through the announcer's desk with obviously Miz on top of it. and he hit him right. So, I mean, again, kudos to Miz for laying there while this guy that's had a match and a half in his life comes from 20 feet in the fucking air and blasts you through a table, and then they live. So that's these things, as much as they're big show spots now. And they used to be angles. You used to do the most physically impressive or dangerous looking or deadly thing as the angle that then somebody would come back and have a match over. Now they do all the same kind of angles, shit in the angles, and they do the big move when people have already paid to see the match. But it looked great, but it wasn't, not only was it not the finish, but goddamn, Logan Paul then covers Miz, and Maurice has pulled the referee, so there's no count. And Logan Paul goes to get the referee, and Miz, who has just, like I said, got splashed by a 200-something pound man 20 feet in the air through this table, is up and aware and gets the gimmick. What was the Pokemon card with the chain on it, right? I would have a feeling they've probably taken the real $1 million card off, or was that what it was? Or
It was spoofing that. I think it ended up being something else that the Miz had made, but it was a spoof.
Okay, it was a spoof. Okay, the point is, I'm like, I heard him say the chain of that card. He loves the Pokemon card, whatever the fuck. But Miz has the wherewithal to get up, get a gimmick, and then charge and swing at Logan Paul, who ducks, and Miz almost hits Maurice. That at least would have been a heck of a little pop there. If he'd have pickled Maurice off the apron, and then Logan Paul would have schoolboyed him, but he almost hits Maurice, and then Logan Paul hits the, what do they call it, the skull-crushing finale, Dennis Condrey's full Nelson facebuster that Miz has prostituted and appropriated. Logan Paul does it to him, boom, 1, 2, 3. Again, besides
winning over the room.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they weren't liking him much on TV the last few weeks, old Logan, but no, they had to, that effort and execution had to get over with people. And it did with me, except for, like I said, the splash. And then they're just, that was a spot and they're continuing on. It was so fucking good. And also, I think Miz should have picked them. They're married, so he's allowed to hit her, right, on TV.
I'm pretty sure they don't want to do that, but.
Well, no, but
you're not allowed to hit. No, it's not like you're married to someone so you're allowed to hit him. That's not how it works.
But that's the pop of that spot. The heel comes with the gimmick while the other heel has the goddamn babyface distracted, but the babyface moves. Boom, nail her. She flies. And then the heel in the ring turns around into the deal. If you're a married couple and you're working, then he should be allowed to hit her on TV because there wouldn't be any ill will.
I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but also she had her tits hanging out. She wasn't going to take a bump.
Well, why was she wearing that if she didn't want the tits to be waving in the wind, flapping in the breeze, whatever?
I'm not sure. And, before I say anything about Logan Paul, I just want to say The Miz is really good. I've come to really appreciate him. For all the guys that kind of do the hokey WWE style, it works a little more with him because he's so douchey. And he's pretty consistent.
With his douchiness or what?
With you know what? We've seen him in several things now where the build up to the match, there's a couple things that are okay. And I can't even cite the specific things, which is sad. And then we see the match, and like, you know what? It's all right. He was really good in there. I like him and Maurice as a little couple doing stuff more than some of the other people they've used.
I like Maurice's little couple better than both of them together as a little couple.
Logan Paul is so talented. He's under contract. I think long term, he could be one of the best heels they have because people are going to love to boo him. And if you can get his brother involved, even better. I can't say too much else about this. This was 2 matches in. I love the show so far. I was so impressed with Logan Paul. And physically, he's a big guy without looking too muscular. Like a hawk off the gas or something, just he's
Rick Rudish.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's a way to look at it.
He's long. He's got abs. He's got a thin body, but at the same time, he's muscular and he's got reach and etc. So he's in shape, but of a thinner description rather than a big jacked up bodybuilder.
Who trained him? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. But he's had to have some idea of this on his own. He sees kind of what this is supposed to be.
Well, that's one of the things, I guess. You can have all the training you want. If you don't get it in your head, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's the thing is some people, especially people from other sports, that it just doesn't translate, the idea of suddenly throwing out a lot of things that you've learned about competition and instead working together. But, it comes with anybody, really. You either get in your head what this is supposed to look like and your body kind of goes naturally with it, or elsewise you see the people who just don't ever fucking get it. And you can tell those a mile away.